Hi, so here we are with a new craft. You may have seen this in my shorts, but I want to try a different way. Whenever I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm always thinking like, what would I like to see or what would I like to hear? Do I want to hear people talking? Would I rather hear some music? Like, I never know. But this time, I just wanted to share a little bit about how I even got started sculpting with clay. So I've always been very creative, very artsy, sort of like a DIYer. I'm that. If you stick around long enough, or if I've already posted it, then you see that I like to DIY. I like to craft. I like to kind of alchemize and transmute and change things from one way to another way and just kind of make it better, especially things that I'm getting ready to get rid of. If it's my favorite, I don't want to get rid of it, so I change it into something different. And a lot of times, even if I change it into something different or make something new, I still like to either give it away, do giveaways, or sell it, that sort of thing. So definitely make sure that you are subscribed and following, for the opportunity to win or purchase something that I make here. So back to the story. This was around 2020 when everything happened with the pandemic. And I was home. I've always been a stay-at-home mom with my children, but I was home working on my hair care business, which I still have. So in the middle of formulating products and getting orders out to people, I came across, because I'm not the only one who sculpts with clay and puts it on cups and that sort of thing. So I came across someone else and I wanted to order something for my business, for Afrocentials, my hair care line. I wanted to have my logo on there because I thought this would be amazing, to extra have something to promote and use for my when I'm working or promoting Afrocentials, that sort of thing. Excuse the talking in the background. I'm not home alone today, but I wanted to be able to promote my business. And if you can hear my rambling, child, I'm rambling because I can hear the noise in the back. I'm like, Jesus. But stay with me as I stay with myself. But I wanted to order this from someone and it just didn't turn out to be what I wanted it to be. So me being who I am, just always wanted to transmute and alchemize a situation. I always turning lemons into lemonade. I said, you know what? You want something done right? You got to do it yourself. So I just did a little bit of research on what, people use, what kind of clay it is, how to use the clay, and all that sort of thing. I'll have to post some pictures of what I should have inserted pictures here of what, which I just may do, but of what it looked like, what my work looked like when I got started, child. It wasn't hardly this, but I just decided I wanted to do it myself, and I wanted to make what I wanted to have for my thing. And it just quickly, once I got the hang of it, I was so like drawn in and so into it. And it just became like, I just became obsessed with seeing things, this clay turn and into new things and new things and new things. Like I just became so obsessed with that. And before I know it, I got to where I am now with making the clay. And I still feel just as obsessed with it as I did the very first time, the very first day. And this is how I know I love it. And I just kind of stuck with it. And, people started ordering it and wanting it for themselves. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And then I just kind of started incorporating like the painting on the cups too, which you will see here in just a minute as I'm working on the lips here. But that's kind of what happened, and how I got started. My other crafting has been since a little girl, when I'm sewing and making clothing items and that sort of thing, or changing something into something else. That's something I've been doing since I was a little girl, sewing on my hands. And I never forget, one of our church members saw that I was doing that. I had made a dress for myself or my doll or something, and he went out and bought me my very first sewing machine. I did pretty well. I took some scraps of fabric and knit it together like a blanket or something with it. But that was it. And still to this day, I am not that great with a sewing machine. You give me a needle and thread and put it in my hand, and I'm going to get to work. It's going to take me a little time, but I'll get to work. So this year, I plan to really get into the sewing machine and really learn and get more comfortable with it, because I'll use it, but get more comfortable with it. So I just decided to make this video a little bit of story time and how I got started and where I am today. And I just feel it bubbling more. I feel the creativity and what I love to do. I feel it bubbling and happening even more, excuse me, today. So you never know. Stay tuned of what you may see come across this channel, okay? And I plan to, because I am traveling a lot and living abroad a lot, I plan to incorporate things from each place that I go to, and whether it's fabric or clay or whatever, just from that place, using their materials to create things. And I'm so excited to be able to sell it and or do giveaways for you guys from each place and document my journey doing that. So I feel like I've rambled enough. We are coming up on the end of the video. I'm painting here. This is what I mentioned, learning to, or adding paint to the cup, not just the clay. That's what I was doing before, just the clay. But then, now just kind of branching out and expanding, especially if it's a plain canvas background like this one, just adding to it and kind of really filling up the space and really making the canvas, the whole thing come together, child, what I'm trying to say. I have to get used to these voiceovers. I do. I'm ready. I feel so excited. And what I don't want to do is ramble and waste a whole lot of time. So I try not to do an intro, like an intro to the videos. Like, let's just jump right into it. But then I can do my rambling while you watch. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you want to hear me give story time? Would you like to have music? I'll do another one with some music playing so that you have options and see where this will go. I'm so excited to start my YouTube journey. As you can see, if you look around, I've had YouTube for years and I've just not been able to keep up with it. Stay motivated. But one thing I have learned is to not force myself into seasons, and to honor the season that I'm in. So, if it wasn't time for me to do YouTube then, I had to learn to not force it and honor the season that I was in, which was not doing YouTube. And now this may be the season for me and YouTube, and I'm looking forward to that if that is the case. So stay tuned. And I won't even say that's the case, because I'm currently here now, and if it's this video and the last one in a long time, then it was meant for this time, and that is okay with me. So be sure to remember to honor your seasons and to not force yourself into a season you are not meant to be in at the moment, and to know that you are always exactly where you are meant to be. You're always right where you're supposed to be, and that's it. This is the final look. I hope you guys loved it. Thank you so much for watching and listening. And don't forget to join me on Patreon, link in the description.